Welcome to Beaver Creek, Ohio, home of the Battling Beavers. This show today is on direct variation. We have in our audience today Kaylee Booker, Caitlin Borger, and David Penrod himself, sitting in the back corner. Today we're going to go over direct variations. So, direct variation, it only means, it's very simple, right? And the answers are on this screen for you guys, so I'm not going to write them on there. They're already written down there for you. Cross out the ratio that is not equal to the others. So let's zoom in a little bit if we're allowed to. Let's see if we're allowed to zoom in here. I haven't tried these snazzy controllers. Oh, yes, that looks so pretty. Not equal to the other ones. Let's zooming in. We have 3.5 to 1. So it's a 3.5 to 1 ratio. So pretend this is bacon, and these are people. Every person, one person, gets 3.5 pounds of bacon. That sounds yummy. Everyone loves bacon. So it's 2 people get 7 pounds of bacon. 3 people get 10.5 pounds of bacon. Is that true? Is this going up the same amount every time? Yes. 3.5 to 7 to 10.5. It's going up by 3.5 plus 3.5 plus 3.5. So this one should say 4 and 14, but it is not. So this is going to be wrong. This is not part of the ratio because it has to be higher. The 4 goes higher, but the 9 is not higher than 10.5. It should be 10.5 times that. Number 2, solve each proportion. Now, who remembers how to do this? Do you remember how to do this, guys? 3 over 2 equals 9x. This is something you learned way back in cross multiply, correct? Yes, you learned way back in Mr. Weckeser's class, back in middle schoolers, when you guys were the coolest. So 3 over 2 equals 9x. There's a couple ways you can do this. You can cross multiply, right? Or you can say, how do we get from 3 to 9? How do you get from 3 to 9? You times by 3, correct? So as long as you multiply the top and bottom by the same number, or divide by the same number, that's the proportion, or that is the direct proportion. So you can do it first of all. 3x equals 9 times 2, which is 18. Then you divide by 3 each side, you get x equals 6. The other way you could do it, Kaylee, you can say 3 times what equals 9? 3 times 3, right? So as long as you multiply the bottom by 3, you get the right answer. So 3 times 2 equals 6. And guess what? That's the right answer. It says on the board. And that's not a bad way to do it until you get to the weird ones. Like number 4 is a fraction. That's almost impossible to do it that way. So you want to make sure you cross multiply these all. 12x equals 3 times 16, which is 48. Divide by 12 on each side, you get x equals 4. Number 4, x times 7 is 7x. 5 times 2 is 10. Divide by 7 on each side, you get x equals 10 over 7. Number 5 is a little easier. 2 times 18 is 36, and x times 9 is 9x. Now you need to divide by 9 on each side. You get x equals 4. Let's go down and look at some new words we have here. Direct. Direct means directly, and directions is a plural noun. The main idea of direct means it describes 2 quantities that vary in the same way, increasing together or decreasing together, right? Increasing would be like the more food I watch, the more food I eat, right? And the more movies I watch, the fatter I get, maybe, right? The decreasing would be like the more exercise, right? So you're still going this way, right? The better I feel about myself. Definition. Something that is direct is proceeding from one point to another point in time, space, or interruption. Choose your vocabulary. And I love these. These are like Membeam. I love Membeam. Membeam is one of my favorite things in the world. I play it every Friday night. Do you guys like to play Membeam? It's a great game to play. Tomas gave the visitor what? Can you give us an answer there? directions to the stadium. The fans went directly to their seats. There was a what, Caitlin, connecting the teams scoring and their fans cheering? It's going to be directly, direct, or direction. The answer is also in red on the board. Number 8, what's the answer? Direct is correct. Okay, so that's the first 8. We're going to stop here today, give you guys some chance to do the homework. We're going to do the rest of the notes tomorrow. That sound great? I think it sounds amazing, Mr. Wexler.